Hello and welcome to Go Dev Day Academy. And we're still on the generative AI course, still on the third module, which is image and media generation. And in this lesson, we are going to look at how to craft better image prompts. So, by completing this lesson, we should be able to write clear and detailed prompts for image generation, describe style, mood, and visual details effectively, use references to guide AI outputs, structure prompts for better control and clarity, and improve image results through eye tracing and refinement. So, what makes a good image prompt? A good image prompt gives the AI clear, specific, and structured instructions. And such a prompt will answer key questions such as what the subject is, where is the scene, what style should it be, what mood or feeling should it have, and how should it be framed or presented. Now, we talk about style, mood, and all that in our previous lesson. So, how do we describe style when writing our prompts? So, style will determine the visual appearance of our image. So, some of the keywords that can help us describe the style that we want include realistic, cartoon, anime, watercolor, oil painting, 3D render, digital illustration, cinematic, or minimalistic. So, these are some words that can help us to describe the style that we want. And what about to describe mood in our images? So the mood will control the emotional tone of the image. So some keywords are calm, dramatic, joyful, mysterious, futuristic, peaceful, and energetic. And some details also include colors, objects, textures, environment, accents, and background elements. So these details help to refine the image and make it more specific. Now, before we try our hands on such prompts, let's look at references and formats. So this is also another powerful technique that helps to guide the AI so that it can give us a desired or our desired output. So using visual references, that is you even without uploading an image. If you remember in our previous lesson, during one of the image generation, we were asked to provide a reference image so that we can use the prompts that we provided to generate our image. But here, even without adding references, we can describe what type of image that we want. So users can describe the artistic style, design types, and photography style. So an example prompt is a professional businesswoman portrait, studio lighting, magazine cover style, clean background. So this a vivid descriptive reference that you can use to generate an image. And another form of reference that we can use is this structure. So we can use this structured prompt format. That's the subject, the style, setting, lighting, composition, and details. So an example prompt is a futuristic robot teacher in a modern classroom, 3D illustration, bright lighting, centered composition, and clean educational design. Because you can see our subject is the robot teacher. The style is futuristic. The setting is the classroom. The style too is 3D illustration. And the lighting, said bright lighting, scented composition, and the detail here is the clean educational design. So let's head to our AI models and write some of these prompts and see how or see the outputs that we are going to get. All right. So now let me just paste the prompt that was on the previous slide and see the image that we get. So I'm using ChatGPT for this one. So I've hit on the create image. So now let's wait for it to finish. Now let's head to Gemini. This one I want to add a reference image in chat. So I want to add a reference image there. So I'm adding this reference image there. We generate an image. So a professional in-game picture. Professional picture suitable for in-game. Minimal lighting. Minimal. Maintain all features. All facial. Let me add on. Facial features of attached image. So this one we added the reference, we didn't describe it. So let's see what we get. So so ChatGPT is done with its image. So you can see we have this one. So this is the image from ChatGPT. Copilot is working on it. Let's say to Gemini and use the descriptive reference to. So professional or picture of the president of Ghana addressing the army during the independence of 69th Independence Day celebration. So bright day, the president clad in a fugu. So I'm adding this and all the army personnel in the parade. So let me just use this one. So let's see what we would get. So let's head to Copilot. Copilot is done. Let's check the image that we got. Network is a bit slow. And so you can see this is the image that because it's maintained all the features from the image that we attached, which is this one, to give us this image. So it's used that as the reference to generate this image for us. Now let's head to so this is what we call the descriptive reference. So you can see this is the president of Ghana. You can see the army in a parade, 69th Independence Day celebration symbolically. You can see the Flagstaff House and all that. So this was a descriptive reference. Now let's create another image. So a 3D anim- anime of Ghana celebrating winning or of Ghana football, Ghana national, or let me add the Black Stars. Ghana Black Stars celebrating winning the World Cup trophy. Let's use sunny day, stadium should full of spectators with everyone in a jubilatory mood. So we've talked about the style, this prompt, the setting, and the mood too. So let's see what we would get to be the beaded income. So let's wait for it to finish. So this is the one I got from ChatGPT. This is the one from Gemini. And this is the one from this Ghana also celebrating the World Cup. So you can see everyone see Ghana World Cup winners and everyone is happy. So these are just simple ways to craft better image prompts. So you just describe all that you need in the image. Shouldn't be too long. If you hit the right notes, you are going to get exactly what you want. Right. The next thing to look at is tracing and refinement. And this is one of the important skills in AI image generation and even prompting. So this means that we try to improve the results step by step instead of expecting a perfect image on the first try. So we generate our image, we review the output, identify issues, adjust the prompts, and then we generate again. So let's head back to Gemini and try to work on the last image that we generated. Okay, so we'll try and edit this image. That's we want to refine the prompt that was used to generate this image. So I want all the players to be in this GC. So I've copied this one. Let me paste it. Copy this prompt. Then I refine it. All players should be in the attached group. Yes. So now let's see what we will get. So same prompt, I just added this extra detail. As you can see, the players are now in this. GC. But there's one thing you can notice that the World Cup trophy is really big. I just ignore that. So the players are in the GC that we attached, which is the new Ghanaian GC. Simple as that. So here are some common mistakes that we can avoid or we should avoid in prompt writing. So first is being too vague and adding too many conflicting ideas, ignoring the style enlightening, expecting perfect results instantly, just like the one that we just refined and not experimenting with variation. So when we get our results, we need to experiment and see if we could get what we really want. So why prompting skills matter? So learning how to write very good prompts allows us to create better visuals, communicate ideas clearly, to save time, reduce trial and error, and produce professional and quality content. So we've seen that a good prompt provides clear and detailed instructions to the AI, and style, mood, and details would help us to shape the final image output. So using structured prompts like the prompt structure that we discussed in this lesson would help to improve clarity and results. And iteration is key to refining and improving image outputs. We just did this not too long ago. The strong prompting skills lead to better and more professional AI generated images. So that is the end of this lesson. And thank you and see you in the next one.